Hi, I'm Non-Glitter Matt, Pete Peterson, superfan, and welcome to Jackass.
Eaglehub!
Right, like I said, welcome to Eaglehub. Eaglehub is for entertainment purposes only. The Eagles are just degenerates that love beer and Heroclix and engage in a lot of hyperbole. The drunken sentiments expressed on this show are not indicative of the Pacific Northwest as a whole, and if you get offended by something they've said, just remember, they've said something far worse about Daniel Schroeder. I am very happy to approve this message. Get wrecked, nerds!
Hello and welcome once again to the Eaglehub. I am, as always, your host, King Bryan, OG and eternal Clicks dad. I did my entire intro without screwing up this time, Corey.
Good job.
And I guess I introduced you too, but
You just went for it, right?
yeah.
Yes, I'm Corey. I'm going to claim the GD Eagle since I did graphic design this yesterday for stuff.
A hot topic, Heroclix players and collectors.
Oh my gosh.
You know, now that you've done all that work, I just want to say thank you, Clay.
Yeah, thanks, Clay.
Thank you, Clay, for getting all the graphics done.
Appreciate you, man. I'm joking. Love Clay. Good guy.
I do too. I just think it's funny that every time that there's a post about graphics, Clay goes out of his way to name you. And then everybody's just like, thank you, Clay.
I thought it was odd too, but I was like, I guess. Well, but whatever.
But hey, we could be having AI slop bystanders, baby.
No, we are anti-AI slop here.
I know.
Fuck that shit.
I know. I work enough with it in tech. I don't need it in my design.
Yes. Hallelujah.
I'll use it for wireframes, and that's about it for graphic elements. So it wouldn't be an episode of the Eaglecast without a beer of the episode. I believe both Corey and I have beers of the episode tonight. I have. What is the name of this thing? This is a Drecker from Drecker Fest 11.
Oh shit.
Cirque de Swerve the Contortionist.
Oh wow.
That's right. Today I am Juice Boy.
I am drinking a Tiny Giants Yellow Lobster DDH Hazy IPA. It is 6.8.
Here's the Cirque de Swerve. Has that thick Drecker color that you come to know and expect.
Oh yeah, that's it.
This was a gift from our friend David Allgood, who gave this to me this weekend. So thank you, David.
This was gifted from P&W bro as well, Jason.
Yeah, the PNW bros coming in clutch for the beers of the episode.
Thanks, Fishball. Appreciate you. Tasty. Very good. I needed a hazy for a minute.
That is a Juice Boy. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on the juice.
Nice.
Which I should do more frequently since the corner store by my house sells Drecker.
Let me get close to this mic real quick for the audio listeners.
Oh, you know, ASMR, some beer.
Yeah.
Now that we are also on RSS feeds, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, it's important that we consider the audio only listeners, like not actually named Illuminati. Known hater.
I swear that guy just goes between DGen and us, just back and forth.
Yeah. You know, they love you, then they hate you, Corey. We announced we were back, and he's like, yes, I don't have to listen to Redmond anymore.
I was like, oh, wait.
And then within 2 weeks, he was like, can't you make an audio-only version? I don't want to see your beautiful faces.
Hey, can't win them. Can't win them all.
Yeah, especially with the known hater. So this Juice Boy I guess I should give the full report. Its gimmicks are tayberry, strawberry, raspberry, marshmallow, and vanilla.
Mine have hops, Amarillo, Ilani, Lupomix, some Nielsen, some Bliss, some Quantum Nielsen.
And we're looking at 6.3 ABV.
This is a PDX brewery also. Tiny Giants. Shout out.
Hell yeah. All right. So I was checking the Frittata farm, and here's one thing about being video is I have to constantly watch for juice in my mustache now. So, but I was checking the Frittata farm, and we are building quite the backlog of frittatas. So I got to go through a couple today.
Yeah. That was good.
This first one, I love this. Trait. Amazo cannot be chosen for Mastermind. Can Amazo choose Mastermind as a chosen power from his other trait?
Oh, a sweet child.
We're back, baby.
Oh, man.
The answer is, of course, yes. Not being chosen for Mastermind is different from choosing Mastermind.
Oh, my gosh.
Different things mean different things. Here's one more. I think that this one might have been a gift from Heroclix Reddit. I kind of think it is based off of how it's written. So, is pushing a character past their limits no longer in the game? Or can a character only take one costed action a turn? I know in the past you would have to take a click and push your character to attack again. Is that still the concept? Also, do Colossals get 2 costed actions a turn, or how does that work? I know they get willpower. I just want to clarify before my next match this weekend.
Dude, I hope he found out. Shit.
Oh my goodness. No, pushing damage, which was never called pushing a character past their limits, has not been a thing since the Wonder Woman rules change.
It must have been gone for a minute.
Yeah. And even when you could push, it didn't allow you to take more than one costed action a turn. It was, you could go 2 turns in a row at the cost of a click. Then the Colossals thing, I think he's getting confused with
Colossal Stamina?
Iconics Kong.
Oh, yeah. That, and then, like, Colossal Stamina, I guess, because it did had a weird iterate, thing that made you keep going type thing.
Yeah, all that is gone, my man.
But I like pushing it to the past their limits. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that.
The Eagle cast pushes characters past their limits.
This is true.
Speaking of people pushing people past their limits, there was a very entertaining live feed from Clicks Nexus this weekend. One might say that the spirit of shots fired was back. If you want to know more about that, you can go check out their live feed. I have no reason to recap Joe for Joe. Joe can recap Joe for Joe. But there was a moment in it that we do have to talk about. So Aries Edge joined the show for a while, and they were both talking about stuff. Shots were fired, and then they switched to talking about wrestling. And at some point, Aries decided to walk outside during it. And
where there's snow, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a building. God damn, this is a lot of snow. Okay. There's one building.
Phone problem.
No actual. Damn. I'm down. We gotta save this now. I just ate shit. Whew. I'm gonna clip that. So I'm sure that'll be fun.
Still can't see you, Aries. I have no idea what's going on.
Down. Everyone just got me falling down and eating shit in the snow. So
Bravo.
Yes. It was very entertaining. But just the I'm down.
Oh, Travis just yelling that out. You see like the top of his head.
And certainly a good internet friend would not clip that sound to reuse all the time. You know what I'm saying, Corey?
I'm down.
I'm down.
It's just so good.
It is. I love it.
Are you down to talk about the my busy weekend and your slightly less busy weekend?
Yeah, let's go for it. That's what
Good.
people want to hear.
I'm down.
Nice.
That won't get old.
Oh.
All right. So
we had 2 type events, right?
yeah. So Saturday in Redmond, Washington, there was the Icy Regional Pulp tournament. And then Sunday at Mythic Finds in Dallas, Oregon, Corey and I played in a little modern 2v2. Kind of a classic 2v2 setup, except for only thing different from a normal 2v2 setup would be that there would be like Highlander between our builds and nothing like that for this one.
No.
So we'll get into that. But let's talk about Pulp, since the last time that we recorded, we talked about the big dumb bitch format Pulp.
Yeah, it's just sweeping the nation.
Sweeping the nation. So I played this. If you paid attention to some of the pieces that we talked about on our last show, you'll notice some recognition in my team. I had Ronan from Next Phase, Blue Lantern Hal Jordan, Kazar, Scarlet Witch. This is the Scarlet Witch with the rally tokens on friendly ones. Orb, Gnort, Dog, Spider-Man Noir, Despotellus, and Frenchie. And the setup is Orb and Kazar share a keyword. So Orb can, when Kazar does a move, Orb can move half of his speed value for free.
Oh, wait. We're getting the main thing on that orb.
Oh, Frenchie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to Frenchie. Don't worry. I know you love that.
Oh.
So yes, Frenchie goes on Orb. Frenchie goes on the sidestep close combat expert. I've got 2 perplexers on this team in Despotellus and Spider-Man Noir. And so what I would do is I'd set up, I've got it with a telekinesis for 1 square from Scarlet Witch, and the sidesteps, I can get everyone around Kazar. Kazar can wildcard, or everyone but Orb and Dog adjacent to Kazar. Kazar wildcards to Green Lantern team ability, carries up the squad, and then that allows Orb to then move 5 or 6 squares. Usually 5, because I only needed 1 perplexed. Then I could sidestep with Orb and then have him charge Flurry another 5 squares, as long as I had an elevated rim for him to move over. And since he's carrying Dog, that gives a second attack on that alpha. Orb gets off a Flurry, and then Dog can hit somebody as well. Everybody else is clustered around Hal Jordan, so they're all sitting at 20 defenses and waiting for the next turn. So conceptually, that's the plan. Idea being, hopefully I roll 1 through 3 a lot on Nort's power and get -1 attack for opposing characters within his range. Hopefully I remember that when I play Spider-Man Noir after resolutions, I can use Smoke Cloud as free, so that everyone occupying it gets shape change. Spoiler alert, part of my loss in the in the elimination rounds was I forgot to do that.
Damn.
Not all of it, but we'll get into it. And then Scarlet Witch would bank up ones from attack rolls. And I had so many ones in my first game that my opponent said, like, dude, you should keep track of how many rally dice ones you get today. Like I got 3 flurries off with orb in my first game, so I had 6 rally ones from just orb, and I ended up with 12 rally die ones over the course of that game. And then I had 8 ones in my second game, 5 ones in my third game, and then 12 ones again in my last game, and orb only made 1 flurry in that game. So that will tell you something about my dice in the last game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was it was a day.
Because I remember when all the Eagles quit and it was just me, and then they previewed Orb or whatever. I was like, this
Yeah.
is totally a fucking Bryan piece, man. And I think I even tried to coax you out because I was like, yo, bro, 'cause I threw it in the Eagle chat and I was like, look at this guy. This is like perfect for
Yeah. And I was like, nope. So round 1, I played Juan Alvarado, new guy to the Washington scene, which I'm always excited to see. Had a great time playing with him. He was playing a Moon Knight build, so he had 200-point Moon Knight. He had 70-point Supergirl, the one that when a friendly is damaged after resolutions, you can heal them 1 click. He had Bloodstorm, and he had the 70-point Pick a Power Zatanna. So one of the things about his team was that it's a lot of high point pieces, and like that Supergirl and Bloodstorm are both real hard to KO because there's just a lot of reducers. I won that first game. I KO'd his Bloodstorm on my opening move, then took down Supergirl, then took down Moon Knight, then took down Zatanna. And I was able to get to him before he could make a bystander, or I was able to attack him before he made a bystander. So no bystanders that game.
Interesting.
Second game I played Cal Chapman.
Man, bad.
And it was a fun game. Cal wasn't super into his team, which is kind of a bummer, but it was still a good tactical game. Cal was playing an interesting soldier shell. He had the X-Men 97 Captain America that does the +1 defense to all soldiers, or +2 if there's a soldier in your KO pile. And then does Dinosaur Man or Dino Man have soldier? Yeah. So he did this setup where he was able to YOLO a Dino Man out and just base me on turn 1. That was this like, you're gonna have to kill this Dino Man, and then I'm getting +2s to my defenses. And I basically instead just let him poison me for a turn because I didn't want the +2.
There you go.
So against him, I got Blue Marvel to his stop click and then missed. Or no, and then he super sensed on the second attack of my flurry from Orb. But then the next turn I was able to KO Blue Marvel, followed that up with KOing Falcon, and then Dino Man, and then Captain America, and then Jason Mason Dale. I think it was that order. Moon Knight was still running around doing damage, but I was able to play protective enough that he couldn't get me. Then my third game, I played Jordan Fricks, Jordan, also a newer player to the Northwest scene. I talked about him during the ROC event. He had a build that I thought was really interesting. Wasn't quite how I would play the Heralds of Galactus, but I was happy to see him play Heralds of Galactus. And in that RLC game, I noticed like he makes smart moves, so I've been excited to kind of see him get more comfortable with the scene. He was playing a dropship team, Moreland and Bloodstorm, Wanda Maximoff for the defense, Nort for the Green Lantern team ability. Then he had Martian Manhunter for the power, move somebody who shares a keyword up to half their speed value.
Yep.
Which was a neat trick. Tempo, Iceman, Ramonda. Ramonda's a must with Moreland. Dr. Alia Gregor, a must with this team. Madison and Mary Jane Watson making paparazzis. And our game was close. I KO'd Bloodstorm on my opening salvo. I had a big hit. Let's see. Yeah, I got a crit with Orb against Bloodstorm, so I was able to KO Bloodstorm with one hit. Because Orb hits for 6, printed 3, +1 damage from the combat reflexes, +1 from adjacency with Hal, +1 from the dog.
Combat expert.
So that's 6, which would normally put Bloodstorm on his last click, and then the crit hit made it 7. So KO'd Bloodstorm, and then I hit Moreland once, but could not. Just struggled to get Moreland finished off that game because of the 19 defend. And then I went for Ramonda with dog and missed her, which was a real problem for me. And that Jordan did a really good job of packing the area with barrier and stuff so that I couldn't like get multiple spots to hit with the rest of my squad. So our game was a little bit of a grind. I pivoted too late to just going after his support that wasn't in the main pile. And if I had done that, it probably changes that game a little bit. But it was a tight game. I ended up losing 80 to 120. So then we had a lunch break. We moved on to top 4. There was only, I know HC Unit says there was 12 players, but there was really only 10 players. And so cut to top 4, and it was a rematch with Juan again. And Juan chose to pick map. One roll off and chose to pick map instead of going first and letting me pick map. And he picked a map that didn't give me like a ton of elevated to play with. There was still elevated, but it wasn't like the other maps. And it had some spots that were more advantageous for him than for me. I once again went, all right, I got to get Bloodstorm out first. But because I was first player, he wisely popped out the Bloodstorm probbing bystander on the first turn, so he had an extra prob. And he did one other thing that caught me off guard, which is he chose Invincible on Zatanna. And I kind of zoned out and did not realize he chose Invincible. So I went for a second hit on Zatanna instead of weakening his Supergirl at one point. And it was like, all right, well, then that's going to be the 3 damage or whatever because of the Invincible. I was like, what? Oh, no. I also forgot in that game, after carrying my whole squad over to Smoke Cloud with Spider-Man Noir,
Oof.
which hurt.
Oh, shape change.
But I don't want to be a bad sport about it, because what I was really impressed with is that Juan did a great job of adjusting his strategy, having seen my team. And I feel like that game is still a coin flip. There was a couple very good for him impervious rolls. I rolled 2 crit misses in that game. So I had 12 ones on Scarlet Witch. He did a great job of just continuing to use the free place with Moon Knight to place Moon Knight so that Scarlet Witch couldn't use her ones on him. So whenever she chased him down, he would activate to place somewhere else to hit somebody. And then I would lose her line of fire for both her prob and her ones. So tactically, fantastic job by Juan. I was really impressed. The crit misses hurt. Orb died after the first flurry. That was the other thing that he learned from our first game, was that Orb is a big threat. So losing Orb hurt. And then, like I said, I only got 1 from Orb. So the other 11 ones in that game were all on my die rolls, naturally. And so it's nice to have Scarlet Witch to be excited to see a 1. But when you're seeing that many ones, it ain't good. So I also went into that game thinking, I think this one's going to be more of a grind than our first one. And I'm aiming for scoring 200 points and not scoring Moon Knight this time. And that ended up being a mistake, because by not whittling down Moon Knight, it just makes his team have a much better attacker. Even if you're not KOing Moon Knight, you need to get Moon Knight onto his mid clicks so that his damage and attack values are down a little bit. So mistake on my part, but also great play from Juan. Had a great time playing him. I think he's following the channel now, so I'm hoping we will get to see him more. He's a newer player to the scene. He told me during the during the tournament that he was really excited for Pulp because he didn't feel like he had enough pieces for competing at a meta level, and so hopefully we'll be able to connect him a little bit too, and with the old Clicks Mule network, and help him get stuff to play in competitive events.
Well, hey, look at that. Pulp is doing what it set out to do. Just getting new players out there.
Yeah.
Good. Cheers to that.
And then the finals of that tournament ended up being Jordan versus Juan, and Jordan won. So over the course of the day, my games were against 2nd place, 6th place, 1st place, 2nd place. I definitely had the most difficult track in that tourney. Which I love it.
Yes.
I had no complaints. We'll talk more about the broader Pulp scene probably next week. Once more of the events are done, we can break down the meta. So far, it seems like what we identified has been largely it. It's been mostly Moon Knight, Dormammu, and
Blue Marvels.
Bloodstorm, and Moreland. So,
yeah. No Daniel builds though. Shoot.
Yeah, I know.
Need somebody to play that Jelly Bean build.
Somebody needs to channel some Jelly Bean energy.
Yeah, win it.
Speaking of Jelly Bean energy, let's get into a couple more of these frittatas. Precision Strike ensures the attack if the opponent has super senses by rolling a 6. Precision Strike ensures the attack if the opponent has super senses by rolling a 6.
Oh. What?
It's exactly what it sounds like, Corey. Precision Strike ensures the attack. I mean,
I'm down.
No, so I think what this person was trying to ask was, if I have Precision Strike and I'm facing somebody who has super senses that only succeeds at on a 6, does that guarantee that I get through? And the answer to that is no. Precision Strike reduces your Super Sense roll by 1, but a physical 6 D6 roll is always a success.
Yep.
On a D6 check.
Yep.
And one more. I like, this is a new poster to Rules Chat, and I'm very excited because he starts every post with hi bros. Hi bros. If I hit a character that have Mystic's TA and I have Steel Energy, I can resolve the damage from Mystic and then heal my character.
Yeah, either way.
I miss when it used to work that way. Those were the days. But unfortunately now, when you have multiple after resolutions effects, you resolve your friendly effects before opposing effects.
Oh shit.
So say you're on your top click and you have Steel Energy, you would resolve it, you wouldn't be able to heal, then their Mystics would activate. So it's a bummer. It's not like it used to be. All right. Corey, I guess that means we should talk about the 2v2.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good time. Finish up Modern.
Yeah. I'll say this. It was great to see a bunch of Heroclix buds.
Yeah, that's true. So
The
this
PNW bros.
PNW Rose, the little mythic finders. I don't know what to call them.
Team David's dads.
Yeah. The DDs. Just kidding. We're not gonna say that. It was down in Dallas, Oregon. It's kind of like Bryan and I's out of the way local play group.
Yeah.
When we can.
Yeah, it's really the only place that we get to play something besides just like big tournaments.
Yeah. So they ran like this little 2v2, which was like a win a case, but you split it between both winners, so it was kind of a winner break. Yeah, they put it on. They put on a bunch of other stuff. They kind of go out of their way and get like tokens and shit made for the event and participants to entice them in, which is cool because some of the tokens are really awesome. But yes, it was only 4 parties that showed up. I guess they almost had a 5th, but homeboy couldn't find a
Yeah,
partner.
somebody dropped last minute on the 5th team.
Yeah. So I guess go over our builds.
Yeah. You gonna start with yours?
I will go over mine since so mine was Strange Tales is legal, so I'm super happy. So I just wanted to play some good old Mysticals. Get that out of my system, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep coming back to Mystical because I love them. So I mainly want to play Dark Hulk Prime from the set. Wanted to throw that Star Sapphire ring so I could do 2 unavoidable damage to people. That's the ideal for it. Then I had Doom, which I feel like is
A Corey staple.
Corey stable. It's a little crush. I didn't get away from it until I get the right stuff for it, but it's so good. Then we had the Chase Nico from that set. Mind you, those 2 were not equipped, but I'll tell you why here in a second. Then we had number 1, Doctor Strange in that set. 40 points. I end up giving him Ring of TK so that he can have Prob and a source of Perplex after he does the thing. And then I had the homeboy Tri-Sentinel, which was so fun to play again.
Oh.
And be like, surprise, bitch. You're taking a damage over there.
And now cheaper than he's ever been.
Oh, yes. And you can play multiples again, which I'm super happy. So anyways, I was stoked to play him. I was really, really happy to get a feeling for him, and I love it. And then Wand Ancient, which just combos really well with that Tri-Sentinel if I win map and I go outdoors. But yeah, that's It was between Juan Agent and Astral Baron Moro, but I went with Juan at the end. I gave him Bag of Holding because hopefully I could pick stuff up if stuff died. That was the thought process there. Nico brings in 3 spell cards. The ones I ended up using were Bolts of Bathak, Images of Icon, Shield of Seraphim. And then I paid for Halt Mutant, since that's the hotness, I feel like, everywhere. And it is pretty good. It's really, really oppressive and for a 1 turn. And then I had, what are these guys called? Patron? Patron?
Yep. Patron?
Patron? I had a patron,
Yep.
Agamotto, so I can either throw it on Doom or Nico, and they can't be equipped to get that benefit. And they either can outwit without needing line of fire, or prob without needing line of fire. So it came in pretty good with Doom most of the time, just because he didn't really get off that top click.
Yeah.
Or he would heal back up to it. Had Travis sidelined, Astral Strange, because in case they killed that Doctor Strange, that guy would come out as well, which he did, so it was great. Juice, just to throw people off, but there's one game where I was like, damn it, I should have used it. And then Mimic, just because I had extra space. Maps I ran were Alien Aquarium, Ancient Labyrinth, and Vibranium Mines, Heart Shaper, the Head, in case people had shape change mainly, and Stealth, but not really. And Upper Body, just because it's a poor man's Fortify.
Yeah, indeed it is. Now that I have one, it's gonna start showing up on a lot of me builds.
That's right. Shout out to Mythic.
Yes, thank you, Mythic, for hooking me up with the objects from that set. I suppose then we should share mine.
Yeah, what'd you play, Bryan?
So I played an adjustment off of the build that I played at Oregon State RSC. So core build, Airwalker, Silver Surfer, Prime John Stewart at 50. Then new additions for this one, we had Umbrax with the Avatar of Animal Man and the Phoenix. And then Ultraviolet Ring on John Stewart and Serpent Crown on Airwalker. Sideline was a whole lot of Herald buddies, a Travis, and an Animal Man, of course. My only object was Dumpster Fire, and it really didn't come up that much this tournament, which is kind of surprising.
I think a lot of people, at least here,
Are used to us playing Dumpster Fire now.
Yeah, that. So they're trying to stay
know
away
how
from
to avoid it. My maps were the Tangle, Vibranium Mines, and Crematorium Imaginaporium. So yeah, similar to my last build, but I've been itching to play Umbrax on it, and Umbrax was a great addition. You know, I go down to 1 probber from 2 probbers on my last iteration, which is scary, but it does give me also an attacker that you can't draw lines of fire to, and with Animal Man, a whole bunch of silly tricks. But generally what I was doing is Umbrax would choose Close Combat Expert on the first turn. And then as soon as I'm ready to engage and or Halt Mutant is gone, Silver Surfer carries John Stewart in within 3 of the opposing team. And then I am able to do a triple target close mind control with Umbrax, getting the +1 attack. And the goal is turns 1 and 2 are just John Stewart and Umbrax are trying to hit as many people as they can to hand out ultraviolet tokens, which takes away all of a hit character's keywords, gives them ultraviolet, and then while John Stewart is on the board, means they can't use equip monks, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Serpent Crown was a new addition too. This was after losing to Chris Clay's Halt Mutant Syndicate build at Oregon. I realized I needed a plan for what do I do with if they lock me in my starting area. And Airwalker's power that his lines of fire can't be blocked and damage dealt by him just as a maximum of 1. The damage dealt part doesn't matter if you have the Serpent Crown. So then that gives Airwalker just a 6 square mind control that sees through everything. My first game with him, I went to aggro, which was my bad, but yeah. So let's just get into our first matches. My first match, I played Chris Clay, player A on David's dad's. He was playing a speedster theme team with 90-point Iconics Barry Allen with the Destroyer on him. So Barry has at 90 points has a 20 defend. Then Jay Garrick at 80 with the Bloodstone, Animal Man as his own avatar, and Caveman Wally West with the +1 longsword. Then on his sideline, Halt Mutant, Travis, Juice, Black Flash, Reverse Flash, and Starman. So a couple interesting things here. One of them being, if you KO Jay Garrick, he gets to bring in Starman. He's tracking misses with Reverse Flash. One of my favorite gimmicks, which is the deal 1 unavoidable, heal 1 trick with the Bloodstone.
Speedsters.
Yeah. And so I faced him. He won roll off and chose map, which meant we were going to guardianship. I basically passed my first turn because I know he's going to set up into the middle, which he did. And I made a too aggressive move to try to mind control and mess up his shit in the middle with Airwalker, but it took a TK from the Phoenix and then another TK from Umbrax to do that, and that meant that I had to place Umbrax and Silver Surfer really close to Airwalker, which ended up being a mistake because it allowed him to Travis Blades a whole bunch of my pieces at once. But so I did the target 3 thing. I would have hit. He super sensed out of 2 of my 3 targets.
Dang.
Which really hurt me. And then yeah. It was one of those buzzsaw games where it's like hard for me to know what to take away from it, because it was like he needed like an 8 to hit me on the Travis bomb. I had a prob. He still hit it, and then he rolled like 5 and 6 blades against me. And then was able to flurry. It was just like everything that could hit. And it was a lot of high blood. There was only like one thing that went my way on his blades rolls, and it just, so it's one of those games that's hard for me to know what to take away from it other than, damn, them some hot dice. But I lost 300-5. It was bad.
GG. My game was against the man making a name for himself, Dustin. Dustin McKibben. He's been playing this Hadari, so I wasn't too worried about it because I kind of know how to handle her. But anyways, he was playing Hadari with Universal Weapon, so he gets Pulse Wave. He had a King Jefferson, I'm guessing to get prob on his range attack with her. It's my guess. He had a Cinder, which was really odd, but I'll tell you why he has her. And then he had Shuri to either up people's damage or equip them with the defense one. He had -1 and a copycat. His sideline, he had 3 one-shots, Flames of Flatline, Faultine, Faultine, Help Even, Pin Particles. He had Abscissa, Travis, and Beetlejuice. We rolled, I think I won, and I decided to go map. So second, we went to Alien Aquarium. He ended up TKing out. I moved out most of my stuff first turn, I believe, and tried to get a little bit halfway. I want to say all the way halfway, but oh, by the way, we got 3 games recorded on Eaglehub, which should be uploaded shortly, so you can watch these modern games. 2 of me and 1 of Bryan. Anyways, so he ended up TK. He had two ways of TK. So he TK'd out Hadari, then he TK'd out Jefferson because I barriered up. So he needed to break through that barrier with Jefferson. And then he ran through and pulse waved me with Hadari. And then he ended up flipping Flame So Faultine. And what that does is when a friendly character hits, if no other friendly one-shots were used, this attack after resolutions generate a fire, smoke, terrain marker in a square of each hit character at the beginning of your next turn. Even if this is lost, deal 1 damage to each character occupying those markers and remove those markers. So he hits me, everybody gets hit because it's pulse wave. If they're still alive, then those markers go out on me. And then Cinder has a poison that lets her poison people that are in fire markers. So he got another damage off on me from that. So that's mainly why he's playing that build. It's a pretty good alpha. But it didn't have that much damage output to destroy like my Hulk or anything like that. But it took out most of my little buds. But I think he ended up winning only because I Hulk mutant everybody in that area where he was pulse waving, and I hit and I rolled doubles, and for some reason I was like, oh, he still has that stupid special power, so I can't knock him into the wall, so I didn't really press it. But I guess he would have clicked it off of that click that lost that power, so he would have been able to get slammed into the wall and then KO'd, and I would have been up on points if I really was paying attention to her dial more. But he won that game. 90 to 135. Otherwise, it would have been 190. It was a good game. It was cool. It was fun.
Well, the good news for you is even if you had won, we still would have lost because I went down early, and if you could have heard me internally, you would have heard
I'm down.
Nice.
Let's see. So round 2, then we played Mako's Heartbreakers. So I played Mako. Corey, you played David Clay.
Yeah. Owner of the shop.
So Mako was running a very familiar build. Oh, interesting. He actually changed his build from what's posted here. That's funny. So it was Barry Allen, at 90 with Destroyer, Jay Garrick at 80 with the Bloodstone, Caveman Wally West, the +1 Longsword, and then he had a Reverse Flash.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have that on there.
Yeah. And it was, I'm actually wondering, let's see, that was 40. I don't even know how he did his build against me because he had the
Could be just a weird thing.
he had the shape change object, the Weird. Something on there. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I faced his team. It was scary. Because I just lost to another one. But I just kind of sequentially worked through his team. And was like, I'm attacking you and I'm not gonna let you hit me. Not after last game. So it played out better. I played a little bit more conservatively than I did my first game. Ended up being 95-0 at the when time was called. Not a lot more to get into it. It'll be on stream. You'll be able to watch it.
Yeah. I ended up playing against Red Lantern Core team, which really shuts down most of my Doom. And he is freaking poison from range, and me being a dummy didn't call out my juice and just turn off all that shit. I was just playing it to see whatever, and it did not go well. Yeah, just a lot of poison. You really didn't really attack me. It was just a lot of range poison stuff going off. 230 to 75.
Yeah. Then our third round was against the PNW Bros.
Hey, shout out.
I faced off against David Allgood.
I played Jason Cripe.
So David was playing I believe the same Hadari Yao build that he played at ROC Oregon, with the exception of he had the Cramtorium Imaginaporium on his build. So it was Hadari with the Universal Weapon, Zala Jor-El with the God Killer Sword, Prime Guy Gardener with Green Lantern Ring, Sister Cersei with Blue Lantern Ring, Perdegaton with the Bloodstone. It's slightly different because on his sideline, he had Nightmare and Shanzar,
Possessors.
which is real great. And then he had Halt Mutant and Unstoppable, Abscissa, and Travis. He also had a Dumpster Fire. There was a clusterfuck in the middle of our map that was -2 attack. We both avoided it. I surprised him with how aggressive I went because I ran out first turn, went after his stuff, and then I used Silver Surfer on Hadari to turn off her cosmic energy or her protecteds, and then I outwitted Psychic Blast and Pulse Wave and said, all right, Hadari could hit me, that's fine, but no Psychic Blast, no Pulse Wave. I mind controlled. I then used mind control with Umbrax trying to hit Hadari and Guy Gardner. I missed Hadari. I hit Guy, so it turned off Guy's equipment. And then I used Guy to hit Zala. And just kind of had to pass and wait. I also tried to hit Hadari with Airwalker on a hypersonic and missed. No, I did hit. He took 2 damage. So then after that, he has a chance to retaliate. He does hit, but because he doesn't have Psychic Blast or Pulse Wave, it's limited damage to me. And that he hit allowed me to bring in my main squeeze from the sideline, Terax, with his barrier and free barrier. And based off of where Hadari was, I was then able to basically barrier Hadari into place for the rest of the game while I dealt with his other pieces.
Oh, where'd you learn that from?
Myself. Also from Corey, properly barriering my one-man armies in practice.
Nice.
But yeah, Nightmare and Shanzar was an interesting twist. It did really screw me up because every time that I KO'd something, it was, all right, that character's got to take a power action before I do anything else. Particularly getting Shanzar Umbrax is scary with his 4 clicks of life and the 50-50 chance that he takes damage when he takes an action. So, I am kind of sold on these possessors, honestly. I think the optimal amount on a sideline is probably going to be 1 instead of 2, which means you just kind of come down to who's going to be better against all of my matchups, Nightmare or Shanzar.
Yeah, it's either of those two because Drum really it's in a range game anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
maybe in Silver.
yeah,
But yeah, so it was a good game. The misplay there, and then I think I had Dave a little flustered because he did have Unstoppable, and he used it to clear out the barriers around Hidari so that she could take a shot, but he didn't rearrange her enough to where I couldn't just continue to barrier her in place, which ended up being a problem. So, but yeah, it was a fun game. I feel like the games between Dave and I always are. So
nice.
I enjoyed it. And you played?
I played Jason.
Jason.
This one was recorded, so it is going to be on the hub. But I'm gonna go through his build. He's playing
A classic, exciting Jason and Corey game to put on the hub.
It was fun. Airwalker, Universal Weapon, Guy Gardner, Chase with Star Sapphire Ring to do unavoidable damage. Animal Man with Animal Man as his own avatar. Sister Cersei, Luring, Per Dagaton with the Bloodstone, and hit the Black Panther Raven Bystander for 5 points. He only had one shot Halt unit. He had the juice. His other heralds were Morg, the Executioner, Silver Surfer, and the Bane, which is Terrax. His one map was Crematorium, Magicorium, Duster Fire, Sentinel Arms, Upper Body. Yeah, I won a map. We went outdoors. My team pretty much wanted to do what it needs to do, which is just kill something from range with Tri-Sentinel. Just ping stuff till they get closer and then try to kill other things. I got Airwalker to switch out to Silver Surfer. And for some reason, I forgot in my head that those guys don't give up points. So that sucked. Even though Bryan does that shit all the time. But yeah, it was good. It was a low scoring game. 60-30. But yeah, it's on Eaglehub if you want to watch it.
Great. And, the good thing is because there's only 4 teams, we basically reviewed every team that was in that tourney.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was fun to play Modern. I'm excited to play more Modern with these new pieces, sets that are now playable.
For sure. Let's see. Should we do one more thing before we?
Yeah.
So this isn't really a frittata, but it's close. It's sourced from our friend Zach Strong. He sent it to us right before we recorded. This was posted to Heroclix players and collectors around the world, so we're in for a good time. What happened to Heroclix etiquette? Does it still exist in your venue? I recently played in an IC where my opponent had all his cards stacked in a pile and felt like they played with zero regards for his opponent when actually playing. Felt like steps were skipped and certain things were overlooked. It's my own fault for not keeping them accountable, but it was a bigger tournament and feel like etiquette should be somewhat important in a tournament atmosphere. What do you think? Corey, what happened to Heroclix etiquette?
It's gone. It retired with Chip. I don't know.
Chip was the last Clicks gentleman.
Yeah, he took it with him. Yeah. I think it depends on the venue. Like if you have enough space, I feel like you have all this room, you might as well put your stuff out, you know?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
I've played certain games also at other venues that are small, and I get that they're small, but I would feel bad if I just went over and plopped my deck down and just started playing and like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to see a card? Right there, go dig for it. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. There's a couple pieces here. I can agree with a little bit of what he's saying. Some of it I can't. I don't really fucking care if my opponent stacks all their cards as long as they provide me with the card when I ask.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the Northwest as a whole, we're pretty good at, if you ask, like, hey, what is that piece's power right now? Like, we don't have any skis balls that will like lie to you about what the power is. You know?
No.
Like we have done a good job of stamping that out. I do know some regions have the struggle with people are like, oh, I just did this. And they don't actually explain what their powers were to do the thing.
Mhm.
And I know, I've been in this game a long time, and I've been around the block a few times on the fights over like, no, you have to explain what the powers are that you're taking. You can't just be like, oh, I did these 3 things together. Like, no, walk me through it, dog. You have to take all the actions, so walk me through it. And they'll be like, oh, I don't. You should be a good enough player. I'm not a fucking mind reader.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, if you've got to tell me what you are doing. So if we're talking about gameplay and somebody's just like, oh, I did this and this together, I'm all on the etiquette thing. But also, yeah, depending on the venue, sometimes there's space, sometimes there's not space. Deal with it. I also know there's some people who the etiquette thing. In fact, there's a story on there of this guy on the comments on that post where a guy says like, oh, I was playing in an ROC and this guy made this brilliant move against me, but he crit missed on the attack, and I felt like the right thing for me to do was to prob his attack. And he was like, why would you do that? And I was like, because it's the right thing to do. That's not etiquette. That's like toxic positivity, dog. You play the game to win.
Yeah.
God, what football coach was it that had that interview? He's like, you play to win the game.
Coach Bombay.
Yeah. I'm a man. Criticize me.
Come on, man.
That's maybe the best college football coach interview I've ever seen. He's like melting down that somebody's like criticizing one of his players. He's like, I'm a man. I'm 40. Criticize me. But yeah, no. So my thing is like, play to win the game. I don't want you giving me a gimme because I crit missed. Play to win. That should be etiquette too.
That's just Bryan dice.
Yeah. Listen, rolling bad is part of the game, especially if you're me.
Even with the guy that makes crit misses in the crit, it's
Yeah. But the other piece of this that I'll say is, in a HeroClix tournament, you are not without agency. If you feel like your opponent is doing things and not explaining it, you are fully in your right to say, nope, I need you to explain what the things you just did were.
yeah, if it's like serious enough. But if you're just trying to be a dick and like slow play somebody, then yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. There's a difference between being accurate about game state and slow playing. And if you've been around slow playing, you know it.
Yep.
But it is well within your rights to be able to understand the game state, to have your opponent explain their actions. The whole game is based off of taking actions. So any player that's like, oh, I shouldn't have to say what my actions are. No, go fuck yourself. I didn't think I was going to get this bad about this.
Let it out.
But yeah, just it's better for both of us when we both know what the other player is doing. Explain your actions, call out what you're doing. You're not hiding anything. This game is 100% a public information game. There's no secrets in HeroClix. When you can see the dial, you can see the card, there's nothing that's a secret.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to play for your opponent, but don't try to keep secrets on stuff that's public game. You know, to quote our buddy Joe from the Clicks Nexus thing, this game is at its core a casual game. Even when you try to play it competitively, it's a casual game.
Hmm.
And honestly, if you need to hide information to win, get good.
Yeah. True.
All right. So yeah, HeroClix etiquette. I don't care if you stack your cards, as long as I can see them.
Yeah. True.
But also, we should go back to HeroClix players have to wear top hats and walk with canes.
And monocles.
Yeah, make sure you bring your HeroClix and monocle. Afterwards, between rounds, we'll grab our corn cobs and go outside and smoke like gentlemen of refinement.
That sounds like paradise for you.
Yeah, except for the top hat part. Unless I can find a top hat with an eagle on it.
Oh shit. In Tiggers, we'll be at Depticon.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to bring King Bryan an offering. I'll take a top hat with an eagle on it.
I'll let you hold his belt.
All right. Next couple weeks, we'll probably talk about Pulp. We'll start talking about Adepticon once the Venom set is fully spoiled. We will do a set review that won't take you 5 hours to listen to.
Hey, there's some cool stuff coming out in that set.
Mhm.
I hear.
Yeah. All things that we'll get into. But for now, that does it for this episode. I was up, but now
I'm down.
get wrecked, nerds. Abolish ice.